welcome to my first sketchbook tour. I don't have any fancy introduction phrase or anything, so let's just jump right into it. The first thing that I like to do when I get a new notebook or sketchbook is add some sort of ownership to the book. And one way that I do that is to add the starting date and my signature to one of the first pages. Makes it feel more mine, if that makes sense. When we do go to the first page, we see that I have a Pikachu Eevee Sona. I then practice with different head shapes, and I also added a unicorn horn. It seems that I added a little bit of fluff to make it cute and chunky, and then add some Fae traits. And honestly, I'm surprised I didn't finish this character. In the next section, we have some Pokemon doodles with some minimal shading. Here is a Jirachi and Umbreon fusion, and Lickitung, Dunsparce, and Centrant. I tried a little bit more of a complex design with the Pokemon Liepard, one of my favorites from Generation 5, by the way. Going mythical for a moment, I drew this baby fairy character from this art book called Draw Baby Beasties. Then it seems that I tried to draw my own cute little chibi character, a unicorn girl, but I guess I gave up halfway through. On the next page, you will see a line art style difference. The candle skitty that I created was for Art Fight this year. If you saw my Instagram posts recently, you'll probably recognize the finished artwork on there. With the Screamtail on the right, that artwork is about a year and some change older than the skitty on the left. Seeing these two art pieces side by side, it's amazing to see how my art has evolved. The next page is another Pokemon fusion, Screamtail and Cinccino. This is the original art of my profile picture that I've had for the past 3 years. Next is some fan art, and I completely forgot about this character. I don't even remember her name, but she's from the new Lego Ninjago Dragon Rising series. Here's just a random Mew. Now we're getting into some art fight drawings. A lot of these were turned into finished pieces. This is also when I tried to do some digital painting, and I found that I really liked it. For a lot of these, I also used pen when I made these sketches. For some reason, I've always liked doing sketches in pen when honestly you probably shouldn't, when clearly pencils are more superior. My only reasoning for why I choose pen sometimes is because of the darker ink, and it's just easier to see on a white canvas, but otherwise you probably should just use pencil. Though I will admit, this sketch right here with the crocodile and one of my OCs, I think that's Rainbow Weasel, looks really cool in ink. And then other times it turns out like this, like I threw up on the page. Somehow these pen drawings and sketches did end up as finished artworks. I don't think at the time I was transferring my traditional line art over to digital. So I would have put this into my program and then put a layer on top and redid the line art. In the next section, we have a bunch of anime characters or anime male characters. Like, why the hell did I use pen for these? They look so soulless. Look at those eyes. Ooh, more ice cream doodles. The one on the right, I drew it a year before I actually finished it. That drawing is on my Art Fight banner for 2025. Oh, perfect. She's going to be telling you guys what we're going to be doing next, which are some art trades that I did with my Instagram friends. For one friend, I drew their persona as this internet meme creature. I don't know who this is or the creature we're referencing, but I'm pretty sure those of you who do see it will know. Here is a skull girl that I drew for somebody who I befriended on Artful when I used the app. A cozy shark boy. Here's a random word search and another random figure pose. Though with the drawing that comes next, I think that was the gesture drawing for the art trade. Oh, here's some quick doodles of my OC Xavier. Some really early shots of him. So remember how I mentioned that when I use ink instead of pencil, I kind of vomit on the page? Yeah, here are some samples for me trying to do Art Fight. I mean Inktober. I've never been able to complete Inktober from beginning to end. Now we go back into some more Pokemon doodles. Here is Plusle and Minun. I absolutely love these two Pika clones. Colossal is my favorite. I also have a quick page dedicated to title notes for my novel. I didn't pick any of these, by the way. Here are some more drawings for Plusle and Minum. Some of these are OCs from Art Fight, and then some of these are unfinished. This next section is some concept art for another art trade with a friend, as well as some more Plusle and Minum doodles and testing out some of my new line art pens. Man, I was particularly proud of this art trade with this guy with the sword. I thought his hair and his design came out really well, and the action pose and all, just the whole thing turned out really well. It's too bad that my friend didn't follow through with their side of the trade, so I ended up doing like 15 hours of work for free. Next is a character from one of my favorite and, in my personal opinion, hardest childhood games. Next are some doodles for a digital cat creature. I really like the design of this digital cat creature. I definitely should finish it along with the Pikachu Fairy Sona. For the next couple of pages, we're going to be looking at some human figures. On the left here, I did a 16 personality collab, one of my first collabs on Instagram, by the way. On the right is a doodle of my parents. Turning the page is a drawing of some concept art of my brothers, and then a snow globe for some artful event during Christmas that I was trying to do. Now here's a drawing of me on the left and someone's OC that I was role-playing with. All of the drawings of me and my family were put together for a group photo for a full painting, if that makes sense. It was a gift from my dad. When we turn the page, you'll see some of my muse. Here is Gwendolyn on the left and Xavier on the right, the two protagonists of my novel, though these are, again, very early sketches of them. So this next drawing is really significant. A quick breakdown is I drew this for an artful event where we had 4 prompts, and due to my limited time to get it done, I tried to combine all 4 prompts into one drawing. That's why he has a little bit of like a snow globe action in multiple places. Gift was one of the prompts. I forgot what the other ones were, but the main idea though with this was that the line art, you can tell, really pops in comparison to all of the other drawings that I have, though this is one of the few finished drawings that I have on here, minus coloring and stuff. And I knew at this point that I really, really enjoyed doing traditional line art. Like this, I could do traditional line art all day. And based on that skitty that you saw earlier, you can tell that this is the route that I definitely have been going down, and I don't regret it ever since. I do want to look more into cross-hatching. I haven't really done much of that since this drawing. But yeah, no, this drawing was a major step in the turning point for my art. You can start to see that with this doodle I did of Charlie from Has Been Hotel. Didn't do that with Tinkerbell here, but you can see the major difference in line art quality. Now we're getting back into sketch territory. Here is a cute little Umbreon. Here is a doodle of my late cat. Then I did some Alolan Raichu. Fell in love with this Pokemon from playing Pokemon Snap. These ones are for my brother's novel cover. And then here's some more Alolan Raichu doodles. Now we get into the second year that I participated in Art Fight. I'm not really going to talk about these individually, but I'm just going to talk about it as a whole. For this one specifically, I really wanted to lean into the idea of a lot of attacks. So I completely skipped the coloring process and just focused in on line art. I wanted to see how quickly I could produce line art sketches in rapid fire. I didn't do the thick lines here for the sake of trying to be quick, but I ended up doing about 21 drawings that year, and to me that was crazy. I've never drawn 21 pieces of art in a month. Usually my max is about 4. And I lied, I guess I did do a little bit of cross-hatching, though I mostly just did it to add a little bit of color to some of the drawings, but I didn't do too much. But I definitely want to lean more into the lines and cross-hatching for shading and stuff. In other words, that manga style where they keep everything in black and white, but you're still able to kind of tell what is currently being presented to you on the page. After Art Fight, I did a quick self-portrait. As you can see, my hair is now much shorter. On the right side of the self-portrait is a commission I did for a roleplay friend who also plays D&D. They were looking for an amulet that changes its face depending on the seasons. So I created the amulet with a blank face, and then on the next page I created a emblem or design for each of the seasons. After the commission is a doodle for another roleplay friend. This is their Bridgerton OC. After that, I have some concept art for my new internet Sona. And last but not least, I have 2 new OCs that I recently added to my Art Fight roster. On the left is Pulse the Plusle and Selkie the Sea Otter, and LPS OC, or Little's Pet Shop, if you're familiar with that toy franchise. And that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook tour. This is my very first one, so hopefully I didn't bore you. Alright, until next time, see ya!